Welcome back to another episode of Fika AI. I am honored to be here with Ben Lorica at the AI conference. Thank you so much for making time for us. It's been a pretty exciting day. Tell me a little bit about how you think it's been going.
I think it's been going great. So I've talked to a lot of the attendees and the speakers, and everyone seems to be having a good time. I mean, people are networking. I think attending the talks that they were planning to attend, and getting direct interaction with some of our amazing speakers.
Yeah, it's been really great for us as well. So obviously you're running the AI conference, and I have to admit I'm a huge fan of the podcast as well. So you're here in San Francisco, you got your finger on the pulse of everything that's happening. What are some of the topics that are really front of mind for people right now?
I guess I'm supposed to say graph rag.
No, I mean, yes,
Yeah,
but no,
yeah.
genuinely, like this is not just about
Yeah, yeah.
Neo4j. It's really about AI in general. So really just want you to share with the community what are the topics that are front of mind for everyone?
I think this year is a little more practical oriented. So people are all about how do I actually implement and deploy these models in production in real world systems.
Yeah.
Last week is a little more on the experimentation side.
Yep.
So, and luckily the tools have gotten better and easier to use. There are emerging topics like graph rag, which are a little more, I would say, nascent.
Yes.
But I think people are also excited, as you can attest probably after keynotes.
Yes.
People rushed to your booth.
It was
right?
very busy.
Yeah, yeah.
Philip generated a lot of interest. So the way that you've seen things progress over the last year or two, do you think when it comes to Gen AI, there are blind spots that folks are not really aware of?
No, I think it's just right now there's a bit of a, let's say, kind of a slight imbalance in the sense that there are a lot of tools for building applications, maybe less tools for testing and evaluating, but they're slowly catching up.
Yeah.
And also, I think part of it is that, we went from a world where maybe it took you 10, 12 weeks to build an AI application, and then you do testing and evaluation for another 10 weeks, to now maybe it takes you a week to build the AI application, and then you're telling me I have to take 10 weeks to evaluate this and
Yeah.
make sure it's safe and aligned and all of that. So I think there's just a little bit more of a learning there for teams to figure out how to bring some of these evaluation tools on board more widespread inside the company,
Yeah.
and also because in the case of AI too, the testing and evaluation tends to be much more cross-disciplinary.
Right.
So you need tools where you can bring people from other parts of the company, maybe end users, maybe legal,
Yeah.
right? So maybe
The ethical aspects,
yes,
all the different
exactly,
pieces.
exactly. And so they're not used to collaborating and using tools. So I mean, I think people are improvising. Let's use Google Docs or
Yep.
spreadsheets or Notion,
Yeah.
right? So and then, but I think we're starting to see people kind of understand we need a new set of tools.
Bringing the rigor back
Yeah,
to
yeah.
it and
Yeah, yeah.
finding a way to systematically do that.
Yes, yeah. Kind of unify a lot of these tools so people can collaborate on this aspect. Very important aspects of AI.
Yeah. Another quick question for you. You have so many interesting people on your podcast. Anything that's come up on any of your recent podcasts that was particularly surprising or something that you really think the community should keep an eye out for?
Well, I guess I'm supposed to say graph rank.
No. I just know I've listened to some of the recent ones and like there's been some interesting things. So I just didn't know if there was something that had come up that was really surprising to you recently.
Well, I think that just kind of the variety of experiences of people, right? So
Yeah.
in terms of people grappling with deploying, efficiency in deployment, right? So how to get agents to work in production, right? So,
Yes.
but I mean, I'm serious about the graph rag in the following sense that more and more people are kind of talking about it, right?
Yes.
So, and so
We noticed that this week as
so,
well.
So the question is, how do we make sure that people don't feel disappointed, right? So
Yeah.
there's some initial level of success, and
Yeah.
so and to communicate to people reasonable expectations, right? So
Mhm.
maybe you start out with a knowledge graph that's somewhat basic,
Yes.
and maybe you get value out of that, and then you slowly improve that over time, right? So,
That's a conversation I've had many times today, for sure.
because I think intuitively people understand a year into RAG, people understand that even simple metadata helps the RAG
Yes.
system, right?
Yes.
So if I ask a question that has a temporal element, right? If I have metadata about documents, then I can filter for the last month,
Yes.
right? So people have the intuition that some sort of structure around the data will help guide the retrieval process, right?
Exactly. We were just talking with someone this morning and troubleshooting ways that you can actually weight priorities of documents, like depending on what the question is and the nature. So that was also super
Yeah, and
interesting
so,
today
so
as
the
well.
the lesson there is, don't get hung up on a perfect knowledge graph.
Yes.
You might get value even with a basic knowledge graph that you know to be correct, right? So
Absolutely true. Last question for you, because I know you're a busy man. It's a busy day for you. When you look into the future of AI, is there something that you're particularly either excited and curious about or concerned about?
I think a lot of things. I mean, so one thing that I think that I'm particularly interested in is this whole, I guess, two things, right? So one is AI on the edge, right? So because at a conference like this, I think we're focused on AI in the cloud and in data centers, right? So, but there's actually a lot of interesting applications that may require not having a reliable internet connection, right?
Right.
And then secondly, I think even more capable models that can handle more tasks, may be able to reason even better, right?
Yes.
So for example, in speech recognition, right? So they used to have several distinct models to do, I don't know, natural language understanding, and
Yep.
then the parsing of the acoustic signal, and so on and so forth. And then at some point, they kind of arrived at a deep learning models that can do more end to end of the problem that they're trying to solve. So
Yeah.
so I'm hoping that we might have this same kind of trend towards much more capable models, even in the things that we're talking about now, like
Yeah.
GraphRack, right?
Yeah.
So maybe there is a way to have much more of an end-to-end model that can handle the graph as well.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we look right now. We're looking at a lot of different retrieval query types and ways that you can actually interact and how you manage all those different modular agents. So there's a lot of interesting things going on.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you making time for us today. And thank you for this conference. There's been so many really great moments for everyone. Ben Lorica, thank you so much for joining us today.
And I'm looking forward to Nodes 2024.
Yes, Nodes 2024 coming up, 24-hour virtual conference. Ben, thank you so
Thank you.
much. Really appreciate
you.
your time.